On February 19, 2013, a maintenance worker at the infamous Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles climbs onto the roof to check why guests are complaining about low water pressure and a strange taste. When he lifts the lid of one of the 4 massive rooftop tanks, he finds the naked, decomposing body of 21-year-old Canadian tourist Elisa Lam, floating face up in the water that hundreds of people had been showering in, brushing their teeth with, and drinking for almost 3 weeks. Her clothes are folded neatly beside the tank. There are no signs of struggle, no trauma, no sexual assault. The official cause of death will later be ruled accidental drowning. But the world will never accept that simple answer, because the last time anyone saw Elisa alive, she was caught on a security camera doing something that still defies explanation. Elisa Lam was born in Vancouver in 1991 to Hong Kong immigrant parents. She was smart, artistic, a little shy, obsessed with fashion, literature, and Tumblr, where she blogged under the name Ethereal. She also lived with bipolar disorder. She took her medication religiously: Wellbutrin, Lamictal, Seroquel, Effexor, sometimes others. In January 2013, she decided to take her first solo trip down the west coast of the United States. She started in San Diego, moved up to Santa Cruz. Then Los Angeles was supposed to be just another stop on the way to Santa Barbara. She was excited. She posted photos of herself smiling on sunny boardwalks, bought cheap souvenirs, sent postcards home. Her parents spoke to her every single day. On January 31st, she checked into the Cecil Hotel, rebranded as the budget-friendly Stay on Main. The Cecil had been infamous for decades. 2 serial killers had lived there. Dozens of guests had jumped from its windows. Drug overdoses, stabbings, suicides. It was the kind of place the city pretended wasn't there. Elisa was originally put in a shared hostel room, but after a few days her roommates asked management to move her because she was acting strangely, leaving cryptic notes on the beds, pacing all night, talking to people who weren't there. Management gave her a private room on the 14th floor. And then, on February 1st, the elevator camera caught her for 4 minutes, what would become one of the most analyzed pieces of footage on the internet. Elisa steps into the slow, creaky elevator alone. She presses every single button, all 14 floors, plus the hold door button over and over. Nothing happens. She crouches in the corner like she's hiding from someone in the hallway. She peeks out, steps halfway into the corridor, then back in. She raises her hands and moves them in slow, deliberate, almost ritualistic gestures, fingers splayed, palms pushing against an invisible wall. She leans out again, looks left, looks right, tilts her head as if listening to voices only she can hear. Then she disappears from frame. The elevator doors finally close on an empty car. After that night, Elisa stopped answering her phone. She missed her checkout date. Her daily calls home stopped. On February 9th, her parents reported her missing. LAPT came to the Cecil, searched her room, brought cadaver dogs through every hallway. The dogs showed no interest anywhere inside the building. No one thought to check the roof. Guests kept complaining about the water: black, funny tasting, low pressure. On the 19th, maintenance worker Santiago Lopez finally climbed the ladder to the tanks. The lid was closed but not locked. Inside tank number 4, Elisa floated, skin sloughing off, hair swirling like dark seaweed. Her red hoodie, shorts, and underwear were folded on the platform beside the tank. The tank was 10 feet tall. The ladder had an alarm that never went off. The door to the roof had an alarm that never went off. No footprints in the dust. No signs anyone else had been up there. The autopsy found no alcohol, no party drugs, only the medication she was prescribed, some at slightly lower levels than expected, possibly because she'd missed doses. There were no defensive wounds, no evidence of restraint, no semen, no fingerprints on the lid except the worker who found her. Toxicology ruled out foul play. The coroner wrote accident and closed the file. But the questions never stopped. How did a 5'2" girl who weighed barely 115 pounds lift a 200-pound concrete lid by herself? How did she reclose it from the inside? Why were her clothes off and folded so carefully? Why did the elevator behave exactly as if someone else was holding the door open from the outside? Why did she hide, gesture, count with her fingers the way people do when they're playing a childhood hiding game with an invisible friend, or trying to ward off something only they can see? Some say it was a psychotic break. Bipolar mania can make reality fracture. People strip naked because clothes feel like they're burning, climb impossible places because they believe they can fly, drown because the water looks like safety. Others point to the Cecil's history and whisper murder, a silent predator who knew every alarm code. A few go darker: demonic possession, government mind control experiments, even a bizarre coincidence with a tuberculosis outbreak in Skid Row that used a test named Lam Elisa. None of it has ever been proven. 12 years later, the Cecil has been renovated, renamed, scrubbed clean, but people still ride that same elevator at night and swear the doors hesitate on the 14th floor. Elisa's Tumblr queued posts for months after her death, new words appearing like messages from beyond. Her parents scattered her ashes in Hong Kong and asked the internet to stop turning their daughter into a ghost story. But we can't stop watching that 4-minute clip, searching her face for the moment reality slipped away. Elisa Lam is gone, but she never really left that elevator. And sometimes, late at night, when the doors open on an empty hallway, you can almost feel her still hiding in a corner, waiting for someone who was never there to finally walk away. But out here, in the quiet comment sections, in the jasmine someone planted on that roof, in every viewer who watches this and feels a little softer toward people struggling silently, she's not forgotten. And maybe, just maybe, that's the closest thing to peace this story gets. If you're struggling tonight, please talk to someone. You don't have to carry it alone. Thank you for watching this far. Be kind to each other out there. I'll see you in the next one. But for now, take care of yourselves.